Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing good. I am waiting for some more people to join in and then we can start the session. Please let me know in the comments if I'm audible to you. Okay, thank you, Saurabh. Uh, yeah, we are back with another interview preparation series round, and our guest for the day is Gaurav Kumar Pandey. He is currently working with PayPal as a software developer too, and prior to this, he graduated from RR Institute of Modern Technology. It's affiliated from AKTU itself, and he graduated in the year 2017. He's had almost 4 years of experience, and we'll get to hear more about his journey and his preparation strategies to get into PayPal from himself. And I'll quickly call him to the stream so that we can start the Q&A session with him. And guys, if you have any queries regarding anything, and if you are also preparing for PayPal and if you have questions, then you can drop all those questions in the comment section. I can assure you that we'll be personally taking up them one by one, and your queries will get unanswered. Your queries will not get unanswered. So I'll just add him to the stream, and then we can start the session. Hi Gaurav, how are you?
Uh, Hi Sidra, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I have briefly introduced you to the audience, but still, I want you to give a quick introduction about yourself and the company you're working in.
yeah, sure. So hi everyone. I'm Gaurav, and I have almost 4 years of experience. Uh, right now I'm working as a SG2 in PayPal, and I have experience in backend, and my journey was like I have worked on large scale scalable distributed systems, microservices, and all those things. Recently, I have joined PayPal, and thanks Sidra for having me here.
You're welcome. Yeah. So my question to you is, how did you get to know about the job placement? Was it like initially when you graduated, it must be an on-campus placement, but when you switched to PayPal, how did you get to know about it, and how did you switch?
Okay, so the question is particularly about how I switched to PayPal.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So basically, I was like preparing for product-based companies. Also, in the meantime, I was applying on many platforms, hiring platforms. So, in, Inspire was something that I used to use very much, and from Inspire I applied this, and I like my the recruiter called me, and then after a recruiter called me, I got a test link after like a 1 week, and that's how it started.
Okay, okay. So when you got into PayPal, you must have gone through a lot of interview rounds and a lot of technical, lot of
Yeah,
HR. Can you briefly tell us about each of those rounds?
yeah, sure. So there are a lot of rounds. Obviously, for experienced person, like 4 years, they will be expecting system design, low level design, problem solving. So the very first thing they ensure is to do a screening round, that is just to ensure that interview before interview starts. So they send me a hacker Earth test, uh, test link, and there you have three questions. The questions are like medium and between medium to hard. So like you will get one question that will be like solvable. Some other will all a bit harder, but you will be able to solve it if you have done your preparation well. Then after that, I got call after after the test. After 2 3 days, I got the call for the interview round itself, and you will have the first DSL go round, and in DSL go round you will have like two 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 DSLGO question, then some fundamental questions. It might be from your resume, it might be from computer science fundamentals, it might be from like the work you have done. It can be anything. Like in last 15 minutes, they will ask questions like this. After that, there will be another DSL go round. So for me, that DSL go uh, after that DSL go round, I also have that LLD round, low level design round, and then one system design round. And then after that there is a techno managerial round. Again, the techno managerial round is something that you cannot like only expect behavioral question. There also I got a system design problem and questions from my resume, the work I have done. And yeah, so after that there was a HR round and the process was finished. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So according to you, when should a person who's studying in college should exactly start preparing for the interviews? Should it be in the final year, or from the first year itself? Like most of the people say, you have to focus on your core subjects from the first year itself. So according to you, when is the right time to start preparing for the placements?
Obviously you should focus on the core subjects. So the core subject, when I say core subjects, the basic core subjects are, you should be good at DSLO. That's the core thing that you should always know. And then computer network operating system, DBMS. These are the three things that you should be good at, and and keep solving problems. So for me, if I'll suggest the people who are in college right now, I'll say uh, try try to learn one language, one any object oriented language, and start preparing for like solving problems. So when I say solve problem, it's not only like implementing that data structure. It's about like solving the core from Geeks for Geeks, from Lead Code, whatever platform you like. Go and solve problems. So basically, solve problems on every topic. Participate in contest, and yeah. So this is the way you can. If you like competitive programming, you can go for competitive programming. So apart from like, so in college, if you do these kind of things, it will help eventually in the placement time.
Right, right. And what was your preparation strategy like? Did you have any in the beginning when you were in college?
uh, for me, so in college itself, I used to do that DS algo thing, and at that time there was not this much of awareness on social media and all. Like DS algo is so much of importance. Like in last 3 or 4 years, this thing has evolved. Like we have, we
Right.
have so much of resource available on internet, even free resource, paid resource, everything. So many of mentors on YouTube, and everyone is there who is saying. So I was not really very much aware of this competitive programming thing, DS algo thing, and so I used to do it by myself a bit. Like there are scattered resources. I used to find those things and try to uh, uh, gain the knowledge. So initially, for like even after passing the college after for 2 years, I was like not able to crack product based companies after passing, but during that duration uh, I was also that part of the same, like having a lot of resources, availability of internet on you are getting a lot of mentors on YouTube who are teaching you and all those things. So I used to consume a lot of content from YouTube, Geeks for Geeks itself. So Geeks for Geeks is also organizing a lot of like contests, like interview series run nowadays, if you see, right? So these contests are really available for free, and you are not paying anything. You can go and utilize these things like for 1 hour and go to check yourself. It's the best thing, I think. Also, like there is bi-weekly contest on Lead Code. So I, I used to do these things to check myself. After I like realize something that this topic I am not able to solve much, I used to solve that topic a lot.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're right because I graduated the same year as you did, and I clearly remember we used to have one DS algorithm book, and that was very
Mm.
thick. Apart
Yeah.
from that, we did not have anything at our disposal. Like Today these people have everything on the internet. They can check out anything literally, and at that time we used to consult book or either our professor. So these were the
Yeah,
only two ways.
everything has evolved. Like the problem at that time was resource availability of resource and the
Right.
awareness. Now we you have now what I see is I subscribe to many things at many places. I keep getting that push notifications that this webinar is going on, this thing is going on, this is coming
Right.
live stream, and all those are, if you see, like 70 to 80% has the correct content. They are doing their research and putting their content out there after doing some research. So also, so follow those contents. I'm not saying blindly, but you will get to know that what content should be followed, and you are getting benefit out of it. So how will you know? Just give the content. So if you see recently, Geeks has started this interview series contest where,
Yeah.
like, for Microsoft, for Google, for
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, every companies. And
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to try out, you can go and just do this, right? I mean, you can go do on bi-weekly contest on lead code. So you can check on yourself, okay, what topic you are lacking in, and you will practice. And for even practice those topics, you have a lot of resources available. So
Right.
this awareness is actually making this change.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Coming back to the project, so what were the projects that you worked on, and what extra did you put on your resume to make it stand apart or make it look different from the rest? Because HR people filter out resumes in the beginning, and if the resume doesn't appear good to them, then they don't even see it. So there has to be something, some keywords, some highlights that you put on the resume.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, the projects are initially in college days. The projects are not good, but when once I joined the other companies, I worked on some real-time data systems, some large distributed systems. So project where like so I myself built some chatting applications or something. So the essence of project is not like you are making something that is going to break the internet everything at once. The essence of the project is you understand the fundamental concept, the things you are applying. So for instance, an interviewer might ask you, okay, this project you have done, can you design a schema for this, the DB schema for this? So you have made this project, you should be able to design the DB schema
Yeah.
for yourself. You should be able to tell the system design of the project. So basically, these were the project, and whenever you are writing this on your resume, so just write it in a way, like in a not in a long paragraph, but what you have done, what you have used, and what is the impact of that thing, like how you have achieved it. So this way they have clarity to like what you have done and what they should ask you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm done from my side. We have discussed all the questions that I wanted to. Now I'll be
Hmm.
taking up some questions from the comment section, and let's see if viewers have any queries in mind.
Okay. Where can I get the queries from audience?
Okay, I will just highlight them so you can check.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay, someone wants to know what kind of questions were you asked in technical rounds?
Okay. Can I know what kind of question that you have? Okay, sure. So basically, in technical rounds, there can be different technical rounds. So if this that is a DSLGO round, so the questions were from graph, one from DP, and so like they start from like to give you some confidence. Interview sometimes give you some easy problems. So if there is a easy problem, don't extend it too much, like taking 1 hour just to solve that easy problem, because they are giving you some confidence so that you solve, and next problem they can give you. So if that is an easy problem, solve it, give a optimized solution. They might not even ask you to code it. That's like they start with some easy problems, then they give some difficult or hard problems or medium problems, and then their discussion starts. So the question can be anything. It depends on the interviewer, on graph, on linked list, on stack, on queues. And then what happens is you have to. The first thing I'll suggest everyone is don't. as soon as you look into the questions, don't directly jump onto the solution. The first thing you should do is clear the requirements, clear the understand the questions, clear your queries. After that, the first thing you will try to do is try to solve the question. Don't go for optimization, try to solve the question. If you solve the question, at least interview will be able to see that you are able to solve the question. Now when he asks for optimization, go for optimization. And you can discuss with the interviewer. So I get a lot of help when I discuss with the interviewer generally. So sometimes they give hint, okay, I am going in this direction, I was in right direction, suddenly I get this done. They will say, no, no, you were at the right part. They used to, not only in PayPal, I have given a lot of interviews, they used to stop me when I'm going into the wrong direction. So it's very important you think out loud, so that interviewer will get to know that what you are thinking and how you're approaching the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Vivek Dubey wants to know what is your way of time management for learning the new skills while doing the job?
Yeah, that's basically basically I'll say I have a job. After that, I used to study like 3 4 hours, sometimes 2 hours. But my strategy was to not to like uh, break the streak. So it's okay even if I study a half hour, but not to break the streak. So if my target is to solve 4 problems a day every day, regardless of anything, and if I don't, the time doesn't permit me due to some issue, I used to solve one problem only, but I used to solve problem each day. So that's the way, and like you will get to know that you start getting that confidence.
Right. Someone is asking where to start and what should be the first language to choose in programming.
Okay. So I would say the first language to choose, you can go for any object oriented programming. The language is never a barrier. I would say language is never a barrier. You should be able to code it. Once you are in the company, you will get the work, and maybe you will work on some different frameworks, languages. But what interviewer looks for is you should be able to write the logic, good at fundamental. In what language you write down those logic, they doesn't really care about. I mean, the output should be okay. It should be working code, clean code, and you should be able to tell your logic that what you have done. That's the important. Go for any object oriented. Why I'm saying object oriented is because that's important to model some objects, and also will help you in LLD and all those things. Yeah.
Okay. Prashant wants to know from where should he do the basics of DSA?
I would say there are a lot of contents out there, but I would say even going, if you go on Geeks for Geeks, you will get a lot of contents. If you want to go for free content, there is free content. If you want to go for paid content, there is paid content, and all the contents are actually well organized. Also practice on those platforms. So if you go in problem section of Geeks for Geeks or Lead Code, there are problems, well curated problems where you can go and solve topic wise. So go and solve the problem and do complete this DSA courses.
Yeah. Uh, this person is doing Python as the first language in VS Code. So, can you please tell where to write code at VS Code or PyCharm?
Again, ID is not an issue. So if you are asking in perspective of interview, so I will say they will not ask you to write on VS Code or PyCharm. They will ask you to write code on maybe their own interface where, so I have given interviews in Amazon, Google, or Goldman Sachs, so where they give their own ID in front of your screen, or they might share a code edit lab kind of site is there, right? They share a link where you write the code, so they will be able to see your code whatever you are writing. So I'll say focus more on the logic part. ID you can use anything. Nobody really cares about the ID. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Alok wants to know if CP is necessary or good DSA
Uh,
with projects is sufficient.
this is really a opinionated question. In my opinion, I'll say competitive programming is something one should do if he or she enjoys it. If you are not enjoying it, I think for job and interview preparation, doing DSA, fundamentals of DSA, solving coding questions is sufficient enough. It is like uh, not very important to do CP. What CP does is it makes easier for you to like tackle those problems in because you have solved really hard questions. But in interview, it's very unlikely to get questions on segmentary. Like rare, someone can ask obviously, but it's very unlikely. Like the percentage is very low to someone to ask segmentary or very difficult DP problem or computating programming difficult problem. So I would say if you enjoy it, do it. Otherwise, if you are preparing for interview, go for go for DSL, go fundamentals, then go for topics, solve problems. That will suffice to clear any interview.
Okay. Yeah, Gaurav, I think we've covered most of the topics, and even the queries in the comment section got answered very descriptively. So I just want to thank you for joining in, and we had a wonderful session with you.
Yeah. Thanks, Sidra. Again, thanks for having me here, and thanks a lot to Geeks as well for all the good articles out there on Geeks, and yeah. So even it plays a major role in my journey as well.
You're welcome, and good luck for future endeavors. Hoping to see you again next time in another webinar really soon.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
And I hope whoever, all of you, whoever had doubts in the comment section, I hope all the questions got answered. And if you still have the doubts, then you can put them out in the YouTube links comment section. We'll try to address each one of them. And thank you for being here. We had a good time with you all, and thank you for keeping it so engaging. See you again next time, and happy Diwali, everyone. Bye.